This is a 2-0 match versus Jeskai Control. Well, I guess I should show you my list just for a refresher. This is what I was running, and this was what I ran last week at my FNM, in which I went 3-1. Yes! Okay, so here we go. Let's start it. Pre-game procedures. I end up winning the die roll. And I'm pretty sure I mull this. There's not a lot of action going on. Oh yeah, my opponent is playing a Ajani Vengeant over Nahiri. Why this is, I'm not sure, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, I definitely keep this. Got a lantern and a bridge. I mean, you can just use that, I suppose. And I don't remember what I'm scrying, although I guess we'll see. Maybe it's another land. And notice my opponent's surprising lack of counter magic. They have no plays. Oh, it's an Inquisition. Okay, yes, I remember now. They have no plays until turn 3, and even that's only an Electrolyze. Okay, so I Inquisition here. And I'm taking Electrolyze because it's a cantrip. I couldn't take a Ajani Vengeant anyway. Need Path to Exile, not really relevant. I guess there's really not really a choice here. Electrolyze is really the only thing I could choose, unless I wanted to take Path to Exile, which would be really dumb, so I'm not really sure why I'm waiting so much. I'm going to skip this part. Yeah. Also, I probably should have played Pyrite Spellbomb there. Life total's not going to matter that much. Although, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can just use Surgical Extraction anytime you want, really. And here I use it to prevent my opponent from drawing Sphinx's Revelation because I'm not yet ready to go grab a Millrock and start controlling their draws. And yes, my opponent is knowledgeable about the whole top deck bug that is going around on the Cockatrice. And here's their deck. 2 copies of Ajani Vengeant. I believe they do end up ultimating Ajani Vengeant at a point. And a whole bunch of good stuff. Surprisingly few threats, which is nice. Snapcaster, Vendilion Click, and Celestial Colonnade are the ways that they win primarily, with, of course, Burn Beatdown as the side. Again, not sure why I didn't play Pyrite Spellbomb. I probably just wanted to keep that a secret from them. And here they play Ajani Vengeant. Time my enters, which is a real pain in the butt. Real pain in the butt. Alright, and that's all they do for some time, actually. So I'll try and skip through the gritty details. Now, keep in mind that they do Sonic in play. And here I do 2 damage to Ajani Vengeant to try and keep them from ultimating too soon. And I've got Dust Mantle, and I ended up drawing from Mishra's Bauble as well. So Dust Mantle and Pixis in play. I can start getting control of their draws. But keep in mind they do, again, have Tectonic Edge. They can take out either Desk Mantle or Inventor's Fair on their whim. I've been very careful to make sure that they cannot draw any cantrips here as well, because I don't have that much control over the lock. So they could, for example, draw a Cryptic Command at instant speed and then beat down with 2 Colonnades, which would be nasty. And here I just start sandbagging lands, preparing for the inevitable, as Johnny mentioned, ultimate. And again, just sandbaggy lands. And here they do attempt to go into a little bit of a beatdown mode. Noticing that I've got 2 cards in hand, both of them lands. And more beatdown. Fortunately, Jeskai Control sucks at being the beatdown. Again, just preparing for an ultimate. And here we are. 1 loyalty, losing 4 lands. Not that it matters much, I'm just going to play some more lands. Taking away their counter magic. Don't really care about Spell Snare. Just in case I end up drawing into something good, I want to be able to play it. And I figure at this point I'll just gain some life, because why not? Alright, and they're trying to hit the lock and it didn't work. And there they targeted Pixis with their Ajani Vengeant, hoping that they would be able to force me to use Codex Shredder so that they could bounce my bridge. Well, I guess it only makes sense if they're able to draw a Snapcaster Mage, but taking my Mill Rocks is a solid plan. Aha, and here we go, Ancient Stirrings. Trying to see if I can find something besides that Pithing Needle, but I just grabbed one of the 2 that were on top. And Ajani is no longer a problem. Again, trying to defeat the lock. And it just plays out from here. They end up drawing Chaff, and I use the Spellbomb loop. No, I didn't state the shortcut yet. They're really trying everything that they have, but they just keep taking. Now here, I argue that they probably should have activated a Celestial Colonnade and then used Path to Exile on it. That would have done something. But at this point, it's too late in the game. I have full control over draws, or at least enough control to where it would take a hell of a lucky streak to break it. Alright, that's game 1. We go to sideboard. Sideboarding. I don't remember how I sideboarded. Honestly, I just don't remember. It probably would have involved taking out number of surgicals, baubles, possibly Pyrite Spellbomb, and bringing in Spellskites and Destruction. Artifact Enchantment Destruction. Oh, and Duress, because Duress is amazing. Okay, here we go. They keep their opening hand, and this looks pretty good. I mean, Infernal Tutor isn't half bad. I've got Ensnaring Bridge in my opener. a Ray of Revelation in my opener in case of a Stony Silence, and I have a Millrock. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad either. If I ended up drawing into a Glimmer Void, it would really make my day. And another Mox Opal isn't half bad either. Alright. And from here, they just hold up Leak Mana for days. Leak Mana for days. And I just end up drawing a lot of opals. And I sandbag these opals for most of the game. Okay, so at this point, Mox Opal is active, which means if they end up slamming a Silence or something like that, then I can use Mox Opal mana to destroy the Stony Silence. I'll probably run it into a leak, but even in that case, I can use Ghost Quarter on my own swamp, bring out my basic forest, and use Ray of Revelation again. And here, my opponent's not presenting a clock, so I'm not presenting a clock either. I'm very happy to just continue drawing cards. But Glimmer Void solves a lot of problems. Again, just wait out. We're waiting it out. Now they really should counter this Lantern of Insight. And they do. And I end up paying the 3. Okay, that's fine. They play Mana Leak again. Lantern gets countered. And here I use the Mox Opals that I've been sandbagging to play Ensnaring Bridge. Oh wait, no I don't. Why didn't I do that? I had a perfect opening right there. Well, that was dumb. Oh well, I end up top decking Thoughtseize anyway. And after some time, they end up allowing me to take one of their cards, and I don't remember what I take. It is a tough choice, because you can take Sphinx's Revelation or Cryptic Command. Both of them are excellent, excellent cards. And I end up taking Cryptic Command. Going for Infernal Tutor here. Now, you can use Infernal Tutor with a card in your hand, and a lot of people will forget this, but it's quite handy in situations like this where you're really wanting to just land a spell, because you can Infernal Tutor for something, grab it, and then play it. So here I Infernal Tutor for Ensnaring Bridge, and I end up grabbing a second copy and putting it into my hand, because I know I'm going to be running into a wall of counter spells. And my opponent does mistakenly allow it to resolve. Personally, I would have countered that with Mana Leak. Although I guess an argument can be said for both. And here they're really trying to go the beatdown route. And they are 1 mana off of banning Celestial Colonnade. And there they have it. They've got Colonnade mana. And here I try using Lantern of Insight. Again, for the second time. And they allow it to resolve. And here's that Stony Silence that I've been so afraid of all game. And here I'm just debating whether or not I should use Dust Mantle to take it or a Codex Shredder. Probably should use a Codex Shredder. Use the least invasive option. Oh, and here's Ensnaring Bridge. And they end up playing Remand to try and get the draw. And they do get the draw. I figure at this point, I've got plenty of hate for Stony Silence. It'll be fine. And I've got another land on top, so I can cast it through Mana Leak if I need to. And here they go for Colonnade Beatdown. And I use that opportunity to hopefully try and land Ensnaring Bridge. Now at this point, my opponent is not aware that I've been sandbagging Mox Opals all game, literally all game so far. And I end up using them to cast Ensnaring Bridge, yes. So now I can still cast Abrupt Decay or Ray of Revelation through that wall of counter magic that they're about to have access to, or that they currently have access to, I mean. So at this point, I really don't care. I've got Ensnaring Bridge in play. The only big thing that I really care about is that Stony Silence, which I have Abrupt Decay for, and Abrupt Decay cannot be countered. And here I'm just fixing their draws. Now they could have remanded their own Stony Silence there to try and get the draw, but what you gonna do? And here comes Abrupt Decay. Or is it Ray of Revelation? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's Abrupt Decay. Because again, it can't be countered. And I take that Nature's Claim because I really don't need it at this point. I've got Ray of Revelation in my hand. And it's just a matter of playing out the game from here. I have control over the draw step. I've got Desk Mantle, which is acting as my third rock. Desk Mantle is amazing. Now in matchups like this, it's typically best when you have limited mill rocks to attempt to go after their cantrips as well as their normal cards. Now I did end up drawing a fourth mill rock here, so I could fight through, for example, Sphinx's Revelation, Electrolyze, Remand, all of that good stuff. But, in all honesty, an Electrolyze on its own is not going to win the game. They need Wear Tear in order to actually win. Oh, and here we go. Sphinx's Revelation for 3. And I do take their Electrolyze there, and I do take their Snapcaster, and I say go for it. They don't need lands where they're going. I mean, I don't need, or whatever. You know what? Just forget that I said that, because it's cool. And they totally whiff. Steam Vents, Colonnade, Colonnade. The feels are real. And now they've got a grip full of counter magic that they can do nothing with. And at this point, I don't care if they draw a Tectonic Edge. That's fine. And they take Inventor's Fair, which I personally think they should have taken Dust Mantle. But, yeah, it's their decision. And yep, I end up using Ghoul Color Spell here. Spellskite really isn't necessary at this point of the game. I just need to prevent them from drawing Cryptics and Snapcasters, and we'll be fine. Yeah, and they're casting Electrolyze on their end step. And I'm cool with them drawing Electrolyze. I know that they have one Electrolyze in hand, so they're really just trying to burn me out at this point. I think that was their strategy. But it doesn't much matter. I've got Duress. They try Mana Leaking Duress. And I pay for it. And I take their Electrolyze. So now I need 2 bolts to finish me off and not just 1. I probably wouldn't have done that if they had a live card on top of their deck, though. You take Electrolyze, right? I don't know why I wouldn't. Yeah, take the Electrolyze. Alright, and here they just flood out. Ooh, and I'm bringing back Inventor's Fair with one of my Codex Shredders. It's a nice little trick, I like doing that. And Sphinx's Revelation, no, that cannot happen. Alright, and they try and use it to break the lock, but at this point, the lock is just too strong. And they can draw Lightning Bolt. I've got Inventor's Fair in play, so it's not like I'll be dying to burn anytime soon. And again, they draw Stony Silence, but I've got Ray of Revelation in hand, and they don't know it. So I figure I'd try to not waste resources on that. Now, they could have mana leaked me there, but I would have just forward with 3 mana that I had available. Okay, and they just pretty much got from here. And honestly, I just named Pithing Needle to shut off their Tarns, which they've been saving up. And I just the least frequently occurring card that they have, which they happen to draw. And that's game. Again, 2-0 versus Jeskai Control. I hope that you enjoyed the match, and thank you for watching.